before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more stories like this. The moment she looked at me and whispered, I don't know if I'm sure about us anymore, something inside me just went silent. Not heartbreak, not destruction, just a cold stillness, like the air right before a storm finally breaks. We were sitting across from each other in our favorite cafe, the same place where long Sunday mornings used to feel endless, where she'd steal foam off my cappuccino and laugh like she was a kid doing something sneaky. But today, that same woman couldn't even look at me. Her hands trembled slightly while she stirred her coffee, round and round like the rhythm of guilt. Not sure about us? I repeated, keeping my voice low and steady, watching her flinch like the words physically hurt her. Yeah, she whispered. I just feel lost, Mark. I don't even recognize myself anymore. Maybe things are moving too fast. Maybe I need space to figure out who I am. I wanted to believe that. God, I really did. But something deep in my gut had been screaming for weeks. The late nights, the sudden obsession with privacy, the random scent on her scarf that didn't belong to our home. I tried brushing it off, told myself she was tired, told myself every couple of its rough waves, told myself our love was strong. But right there, as she recited those lines like she rehearsed in the mirror, clarity cut through me like a blade. I already knew. 2 weeks earlier, I never intended to snoop. That's not who I am. But when your wife smiles at her phone more than she does at you, guards like it's priceless, and late night calls laughing and whispers, doubts creep in. One night, she fell asleep on the couch, phone still in her hand. I hesitated before picking it up, heart pounding like it might wake her. The first message wasn't even explicit. John, I can't stop thinking about last night. Sarah, you're impossible. What if he finds out? John, then I'll finally have an excuse to steal you for real. Sarah, you wouldn't say that if you saw how he looks at me lately. My vision blurred. The world tilted sideways. I reread the thread, hoping it meant something else. But it didn't. The co-worker she always described as harmless, the sweet, flirty guy but nothing serious, was not just casual anymore. I put the phone back gently, pretended to sleep when she moved. She suspected nothing. The next morning, I contacted a lawyer. Quietly, calmly. I wasn't going to beg again. Back at the cafe, when she told me she wasn't sure about us, I didn't argue or plead. I just smiled hollowly and said, "That's fine, Sarah, because I've already filed." Her eyes shot wide. "You what?" "Filed," I said softly. "For divorce." Her face drained of color. "You're not serious." "Oh, I'm serious," I answered, sliding a folded document from my jacket. "You'll get your official copy soon." Her lips parted, breath shaking. "Why would you?" I leaned in slightly. "Tell John I said hi." She froze, spoon dropping against the cup with sharp metal clink. For the first time in weeks, she actually looked at me like she was seeing someone unfamiliar, wearing her husband's face. "How long have you known?" she whispered. "Long enough," I replied. Tears gathered in her eyes. "Mark, it's not what it looks like." "Then explain it, Sarah, because from where I'm sitting, it looks like my wife found comfort in someone else's bed." Her face broke apart. "It wasn't planned. It just happened. I was lonely. You were distant." My voice cut sharper than I meant. "Don't twist this to soften your guilt. I wasn't distant. I was trying. You were already gone." The cafe around us went silent. Even the nearby couple stopped talking. Outside, rain tapped the window like impatient fingers. She covered her face and cried quietly. For a split second, the old instinct to comfort her flickered inside me. But pity doesn't repair trust. Love isn't supposed to hurt like this. That night, she came home late, suitcase in her hand, not a word spoken. I stood in the doorway while she packed. Every drawer closing, every rustle of clothes, every zipper locking sounded like nails into the coffin of our marriage. When she walked toward the door, she paused. "You're not going to fight for me?" I almost laughed. "You already made your choice. I'm just living in the reality you created." She stared at me, maybe hoping I'd take it all back, then left, The door clicked shut softly, but it felt like thunder. The weeks after were brutal. Grief comes in waves, random and cruel. One minute you think you're fine. The next you stare at an empty pillow wondering how someone can disappear but still haunt every corner. I drowned myself in work. Anything that wasn't her. But everything still smelled like her ghost. Her shampoo, her den in the bed, the unfinished mug on the counter. One night, her name lit up my screen. "Sarah, can we talk?" I stared at it. Typed back, "Talk about what?" She responded instantly, insisting John didn't matter, asking to talk about us. I laughed bitterly. Now she wanted a conversation. When the papers were already in motion, I ignored her message. And the next one, 2 weeks later, she showed up at my door, a shadow of the woman I married. "Mark, please." I ended it with him. I've been so stupid. I didn't realize what I'd lose until he didn't choose you either? I said quietly. She winced. Tears spilled. "That's not fair." "Neither is betrayal," I said. "But here we are." She grabbed for my hand, and I stepped back. "Sarah, the moment you decided I was enough, you ended us. I only made it official." Her breath shuddered. "I still love you." I met her eyes. "No, you love the comfort of forgiveness. You love the safety I always gave you. But you don't love me. Not anymore." For once, she didn't argue. She just nodded, tears falling. "I'll always be sorry," she whispered. Then she walked away. This time, I didn't even watch. Months later, the divorce was finalized quietly. No scene, no grand disaster. Just a signature ending 7 years of memories, laughter, and plans. Peace doesn't return all at once. It creeps back slowly. I started running again. Reconnected with old friends. Stopped checking up on her. Stopped caring where she was. One morning, I saw her across the street as I grabbed coffee before work. Standing alone, looking lost. Our eyes met. She gave a small, broken smile. I nodded back, respectful, distant. That look would have destroyed me once. Now it was just proof of what shattered and what I survived. Later that night, I stood on my balcony. City lights spread endlessly like stars falling to ground. Cars honking below. People laughing. The world still moving forward. I took a long breath and whispered, "For myself, I forgive you, Sarah, but I'll never return." Somewhere deep inside, the silence that once crushed me felt different. Not hollow, not painful, just peaceful. And in that quiet, for the first time in months, I finally felt whole again.